I am Chalfant, and this is Chalfant TV. This year will be the 11th anniversary of my dad passing, and I can remember, the last conversation we had, which ended up being, how proud he was of me and all of these things that he just never really said while growing up. And it's an incredible conversation to be able to have with someone, especially I can tie that to this is the last conversation we ever had kind of thing. And always wanting to, as a male, wanting to live up to your father's expectations. It's kind of hard, I think. Living up to not their expectations, but their hopes and dreams for you to be successful. What's up, everybody? I'm Chalfant, and welcome to Chalfant TV. Don't forget to crush that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's V's birthday week yesterday. If you didn't get to see my reaction to Stigma, it's a 4-part, pretty long video. Go ahead and click the link up here to be able to watch that. Maybe open it in a new tab, watch this one first. Today we're going to react to V's solo track, Sweet Night. So we're going to start by watching the music video, and then we're going to dive into Bookish Theories' explanation of the song itself. So let's go ahead and get into it. In the forest. Whoa, I'm kind of got goosebumps everywhere. It's probably one of the first BTS songs that I'm kind of feeling it everywhere. I'm not trying to hide my emotions too, or I'm not trying to hide my emotions either, because I'm somewhat of a pretty emotional guy, just not outwardly, with huge reactions, but already, I didn't realize that this song was in English, and I don't know if the whole song is like that, so I don't know if the closed captioning is necessary, but I can already feel a lot of this. And if this music video was true to the song, it hits home a lot, I think, with that idea of ships in the night. And because we have 3 little kids at home, that's kind of what happens with my wife and I, at least this stage in our marriage and our relationship, that sometimes there are nights where we just kind of we see each other in passing, and that's the ships in the night piece that really hits home. And it sounds like this is a piece that is going to really happen throughout this song. And based on how this music video started, it looked like somebody might have passed away, and now they're flashing back in time and looking at what it was like at night. So I probably shouldn't have paused it there. I should have let all of my emotions come out. I was already feeling it in my eyes, but I'm gonna let it keep going now. I feel like it's taken a little bit of a different twist, and it sounds like when he's saying, "I reached the shore," that there's some sort of change in feelings. But obviously, you can see on the screen, it looks like his feelings are changing again. But it looked like he was kind of backtracking a little bit. So in classic fashion, I think I'm going to rewatch this for lots of reasons. But I know that their songs and their music are typically very layered and filled with meaning throughout. And the way this music video went, it sounded a little simplistic. So I'm going to rewatch again and also see if I can revisit some of those feelings I was having at the beginning of the song too. So if the music video is, somewhat of the meaning behind the song, the person in this music video, or even V, the representation in this song is, that he just left a relationship and is in a new relationship, but he's probably not going to get, to where he was in the last relationship. And, if it's somebody that passed away, I can totally understand you just never getting to that moment ever again in your life, because how could they replace it? And obviously you see, the mark on their arm, which, symbolizes, when you reach that last step of, where you can't take it anymore. And, it looked like he was just patting her back, and she was sad for what he did, and they're kind of in a relationship, but he, can't really get over where he was in his previous relationship. Wonder if that's a spot. I was wondering if that was just like a spot from that previous relationship, that he might go and just kind of rekindle those feelings that he used to have before. Now I'm beginning to wonder if there's this sense of, you leave a previous relationship, whether it is through just a typical breakup, maybe you were the person that was left behind by the other person, or unfortunately if it's through death or something like that, that could be a bit more traumatic, I think. But there is this, not self-pity, but this wondering if you're ever going to be able to be in a relationship again, or if you're worthy of that. And if that's true in this, he has now met someone else who has a lot going for them. They're getting ready to open their own store. It looks like they're getting ready to go live, to kind of show the opening of that. And he's just wondering if he's good enough to be in that relationship. I think back to that UN speech that RM gave, and I haven't gone in deep into a lot of their music, but when he talks about, love yourself and speak yourself, yourself is that biggest obstacle that you have to get over, and if you're talking about relationships with other people, if you can't get past whatever viewpoint or perspective it is that you have of yourself, it's really going to be hard for you to have successful relationships. And, in this, if he's second guessing, his self-worth, sometimes it does take, meeting that new person to be able to do that for you. And he's supposed to be so happy right now for her. But he looks happy there. Unless I missed that, the person he was just cheering for, if that's the person that had passed away, and, that was the one that he was actually in love with. I don't know, I'm probably overthinking it at this point, but let's go ahead and dive into the explanation video from Bookish Theories.
And welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, I would like to talk about V's solo song Sweet Night, focusing on a little breakdown and analysis of the lyrics and the meaning behind the song. Sweet Night is an indie pop song that V wrote and composed himself as part of the original soundtrack of Itaewon Class, a K-drama that is also starring Taehyung's friend and actor Park Seo-joon. The drama is an adaptation of a webtoon with the same name, and it revolves around the story of Park Seo-roy, a boy that after being released from jail, being expelled from school and suffering the death of his father, decides to turn his life around and open a bar restaurant in honor of his late parent. The title of the song is a reference to the name of the restaurant itself, and the song captures the bittersweet feeling of the protagonist in dealing with his past mistakes while wishing for better days to come.
So, obviously I was a little bit off there with the meaning there, but I think the deeper meaning that I did describe about am I worth it, am I worthy, still holds true, and it really is that duality of the songs and the meanings of the songs. I could leave this based on what I was saying at the very beginning of this video, where I was having feelings about being ships in the night with my wife, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about BTS's music, and especially V's song here, is that I can take a totally different meaning away, but as long as it's meaningful for me, I think that's really all that matters.
Lyrics here are essentially about yearning and hope. At the beginning, the song opens by describing a moment of self-reflection that is taking place during a sleepless night. The window that love opened in the past is now falling down. But while he lies awake in the middle of the night, he cannot help but wonder if this love will open a door in the future. These lines here perfectly convey the journey that the protagonist of the story is going through. You see, the sweet night V is singing about is a night full of memories and doubts, but it's also filled with hope and a strong longing for love. In the story, the Sweet Night restaurant is a symbol of growth and redemption, but it's also a reminder that what was lost can never come back. Even if the speaker has reached the shore, that is, even if his journey led him to his destination, his success in the present and his hope for the future still cannot stop him from feeling more when thinking about the past. In the chorus, the speaker and his loved one are compared to ships in the night.
Now I'm beginning to make a little bit of a different connection with this song because New Year's Eve this year will be the 11th anniversary of my dad passing, and I can remember, the last conversation we had, which ended up being, how proud he was of me and all of these things that he just never really said while growing up. And, it's an incredible conversation to be able to have with someone, especially I can tie that to this is the last conversation we ever had kind of thing. And always wanting to, as a male, wanting to live up to your father's expectations. It's kind of hard, I think. Living up to not their expectations, but their hopes and dreams for you to be successful. And it's harder to talk, my voice is a little shaky right now, but, really understanding that. And, I might be able to take like 3 different meanings from this song, which again speaks to just the beauty of BTS's music. And, I've said it before, but just want to be clear that, I'm glad that I'm here and that I'm going through this and that I'm able to share this with you a little bit.
This imagery is used to convey the idea of 2 people that meet for a short but intense period of time, only to pass each other and never meet again. Like 2 ships that cross paths in the middle of the night, these 2 people saw each other's lights in the night of their personal journey. But this light is just a memory now, because their paths will never cross again. What's left of this encounter is their feelings for each other and the doubts that come with them. They could be friends and they could be something more. And while these thoughts rush through his head and his heart pounds in his chest, he wonders if the other person is too good to be true and how it would feel to pull the other person closer. All in all, we can say that Sweet Night is a song that's fundamentally about contradictions. Even if there is darkness in the night that is living, and even if there is sadness and longing for something missing, there is also sweetness in it. Because no matter what happened in the past, there will always be hope for the future. So that's it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always,
You talk about having a lot of different interactions with one song, and if I hadn't played this song more than once, I wouldn't have been able to do that. And I think it's, again, just speaks to how great their music is and just the lyrical ability of V to be able to create this song, and the fact that this song also ties to a TV show that his friend's involved in, I think is great too, because that can tie in a different meaning. I enjoyed Sweet Night a lot, and I'm definitely adding that to my BTS playlist. And I'm just glad I listened to that and have so many different meanings. And, the person speaking for Bookish Theories talked about, those contradictory feelings that you have. And, as a young professional, we have those feelings too. You reach a level of feeling like you made it, and then there's something that comes along that's called imposter syndrome, where then you begin doubting that you actually have the skills to be there. As somebody who has been, an elementary school principal, at a young age, those are feelings that you start having, when you're younger than virtually everyone in the building, except, teachers who are so early on in their career. You start doubting yourself, and on one hand you want to celebrate the fact that you're there, but then on the other hand you have these contradictory feelings about, self-doubt and am I worthy? Am I supposed to be here? It's just so many different connections with the song, and I'm glad that I heard it, and I'm glad that I listened to it the way that I did, and I hope that you're still here to be able to listen to these as well. So if you are still here, go ahead and crush that like button and subscribe to the channel. Continue commenting. Let me know where you're listening from, watching from, I guess. Join our Discord page, connect with Army, connect with myself, and just continue engaging. You know, that's the best part of all of this, is the ability to create something that other people are seeing and making connections with. And I think what I have to provide to this channel and potentially to you is, you know, a discussion around the lyrics of the song. You know, I'm not an expert in any sort of music genre. I'm not bringing any sort of choreography background. But I'm here to, you know, have a more educational discussion around the lyrics and meaning of a song. So continue to join me down this path. I am Chalfant, and this is Chalfant TV. And as Jimin says, you nice, keep going.